All right, then, another trading week underway. So, today, what am I going to be looking for? To be honest, not a lot because um, of all the manipulation that's happened because of the geopolitical stuff. But we're going to start off briefly on the high time frame. So, going back and running through everything that's happened, we had a big break of structure to the downside, had a daily liquidity high up here. Price grabs that daily swing failure pattern, comes down, grab these daily lows. Then what happens? We push back up, push back down again briefly over here, leave a bump in the road. Price grabs that over there, and now we're pushing down again. So I'm going to clear all this off the chart now. So now what is price trying to do? Well, we have these ascending lows. We have low number 1 over here and then low number 2 there. Now on ES, we've already taken out one of the first ones. We've taken it out over here. And so that's why you're seeing a bounce after that low, even though if you're just looking at NASDAQ, you'd think we're just forming equal lows. We're not. We have got a bullish S&P, which is creating that short-term bounce. I still think long-term we're going to be looking to take out these two lows, but for now, that's why just daily you're seeing the bounce. But as I've mentioned before, it doesn't matter too much, this high time frame stuff, when you're an intraday trader, but it's kind of good just to keep in mind of the higher time frame context. So in terms of actually this trading session, what can I look for? Well, I'd say you'd have to look at this as a possibly a protected low, because bearing in mind we have the bullish SMT, I'm not really sure you want to see that get run out. I think if that got taken out, you're just sat out. And because of the 2% rule that my prop firm has, if we came any lower and if we came down to this low, I wouldn't be allowed to trade it anyway. But what have we got? So we have a 1 hour swing high here on the 11 o'clock candle. And then we have this Asia high, although that Asia high does seem a little bit far off today. That's over 1% away. So I've kind of got two things in mind at the moment. So we have rejected the low quite nicely over here, formed a fair value gap, and we've also formed a inverse fair value gap. So are we looking for two things? If we get a run on this hourly high and we get a bearish swing failure, then you could possibly position yourself short. But if we form, of course, we've got to wait for the 1 p.m. candle to close. But if this forms a 1 hour swing low, then you could use that as a low, which could get run on and then rejected, and then you could get into longs today. So I'll wait for that candle to close, and if we do form a swing low down here, then that will become another liquidity point, which I'd like to see us run on and then reject. So that's pretty much the exact same thing as well on S&P 500, literally the same setup. So that is the two options, either a short from this high or a long from this low if we form a low. But if we don't, then it'll just be the high. Looking at gold now, unfortunately, again, 2% rule has kicked in, so there's absolutely nothing I'll be trading with gold. Obviously, with the US-Iran stuff, it makes sense that gold has just absolutely shot up and broken out of this range. So if you were trading gold on a higher time frame or on a swing position, then that's easy money for you. So I won't spend any time on gold because I can't trade it. But one other thing I am looking at today is euro, because as you can see, we are very, very close, and I think less than 10 pips possibly from taking out this daily low. How many? 17. 17 pips from taking out this daily low, which I've been mentioning for about a week or two now. So what I am interested in, obviously there's no shorts. You're not going to be taking any shorts from here because, the ship sailed and we're so close to that low that I don't see why you would be shorting. The risk to reward is off. You've missed your entry. But what I am going to keep an eye out is if we get a bullish swing failure pattern from this low, and then you can trade a short-term long. I'll have to analyze and reassess tomorrow after we've taken out this daily low what I then would expect from euro. But in terms of just today, when we run out the low, I'm going to look to see if we reject it, and then if we do, we can get into some longs. So that's literally all I have today. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be a quiet one, but we'll see. Even when it looks quiet, sometimes you can still get some opportunities. I've lined out on Nasdaq and Euro my two scenarios, and we'll see what happens.